Hi, my name is Mark Stewart, and this is the second video in a series concerning the long-term effects of bullying and how it might affect you and others as adults. This is also a promotion for my new and upcoming book in March entitled Names Will Hurt Me: Healing for Victims of Bullying. In this video, I want to talk about my story and why it affected me so deeply as an adult. I can't go into everything, but I can tell you some of the things that were most impactful. First of all, I was bullied not just in middle school or just in high school, but in both. It was from almost third or fourth grade all the way through high school. They called me Sewage. My last name is Stewart. They converted it to Sewage. They thought they were being funny. But being compared to human feces on a daily basis takes its toll. It wasn't just the word sewage. They also used other words: wimp, idiot. You name it, they used it. But it was the message underneath all of those words that hurt the most, that I was worthless. That, consider the word worthless. I was worth less than everyone else. And I didn't deserve to be happy. I didn't deserve what they deserved because I was worth less than they were. And that message came through loud and clear. One of the things that was most difficult is that they also used physical punishment to reinforce the negative words they were using. In fact, they conditioned me to react almost like an animal. In fact, I felt like a dog who would duck when his owner would pick up a stick. Because what they had trained me to do was to duck. One of the many bullies would go by me and they would do this. If I ducked enough, what they would do is then run their fingers through their hair like they were combing it, laugh, and walk away. I felt like such a coward because I'm ducking and they didn't touch me. Sometimes I would get to the point I couldn't stand it anymore and I'd try to fight back. That would immediately mean that instead of here, it would be a smack in the head. And if I started to stand up, there wasn't just one bully. They always seemed to travel in pairs or more. And then I would get hit again. It didn't take long to figure out that no matter what I did, I was going to feel like a coward. I would feel like a coward for not fighting back if I ducked. I would feel like a coward for not finding some way to stop it. And to this day, it still bothers me. And it still hurts to think about that. Even with all the healing that has occurred, it still hurts. You may understand what I'm talking about. I eventually stopped trying. I started out in high school as an A student. But with the bullying that came from middle school and continued in high school, it finally took a toll enough that I just stopped trying. And I barely made it through high school. I had a D average. I just wanted out. As a result, I'm not going to go into it much in this video. It'll be more in the next video. I was an angry young man, especially when I was in my college years. I was incredibly angry at anyone and everyone. And I used physical and verbal, almost abuse at people, aggression, to almost become what I hated. I almost became a bully myself, and that hurts. But I had so much anger. I had a very low self-esteem. I really felt like nobody could ever love me. I didn't love myself. I hated myself. Because I had taken that message that the bullies had tried to instill in me, and I had internalized it that I really was worthless. You might understand what I'm talking about because you might struggle with the same feelings. I eventually flunked out of college because I wasn't really motivated. My motivation for going to college was that I was going to go get a degree that would make me a lot of money. And then I was going to rub it in the faces of all those who hurt me so bad. That's not a good motivation, especially not when you choose something that doesn't fit your personality. And eventually I almost committed suicide. At the age of 24, my life had tumbled to the point that I didn't see any way out. I didn't see any hope for my future. And I planned my own suicide. In probably the third or fourth video in this series, I will talk about the experience that got my attention, stopped me from committing suicide, and helped me think about my future, helped me to begin to put a different perspective on life and realize that I could move beyond what was done to me, that it didn't have to define me. And I'm telling you that if you struggle with any of these issues, the low self-esteem, the anger, anxiety, depression, because of what was done to you as a child, you do not have to continue to live with that pain. I know, because I finally got past it. I was able to learn better ways of living, better ways of dealing with life. And as I'll get into more detail in another video, I eventually went back, finished my bachelor's degree, got a master's degree. I'm thinking at some point about going back for a PhD. I teach as an adjunct instructor. And students pay to take classes where I'm teaching. Not only when I'm at a university, but I've taught photography classes that were private classes. They knew beforehand that I was the instructor, and they paid to come and listen to me and have me teach them how to use their cameras better and take better photos. I can't begin to tell you what a difference that makes from where I was when I felt completely worthless to now people actually want to hear me speak. They want to hear me teach. They want to listen to me and learn from me. What a radical difference. You can have that difference in your own life. You don't have to continue just struggling to survive, afraid of social situations where you might have to actually speak to people and find yourself in a corner at a party. I've been there many times. You don't have to deal with the anger. You can get past all of it. You don't have to deal with depression, feeling like, well, look, life just isn't worth it anymore, wanting to just go back to bed and lay in bed all day. You don't have to deal with that. Again, I've been there. I dealt with it. I know. You can move past the pain. You can move past what was done to you as a child. You can have more of what you deserve. So again, this is just the highlights. Trust me, I went through hell for almost 10 years. And it took almost another 10 years after I left high school to finally understand that life didn't have to be that way and to find a better way of living. Now I want to teach others how to move past what happened to them. I want to teach others how to move beyond their past, how to have a future, how to be happier in general. So come with me again on this next stage of the journey. Thank you for taking the time to listen to this and to watch this video.